I tried to hate her. But desire made me weak. I never thought hatred and desire could live in the same breath until she walked into my life. Her name was Isabel Hartley, and I had every reason to despise her. She was the reason I lost a business deal that nearly ruined me. The reason my family name had been dragged through the mud. And the reason I promised myself that if I ever saw her again, I'd make her regret everything she had done. But when I finally saw her, hatred was the last thing I felt. The first encounter. It was at a private art auction in London. The kind of event where the wealthy and powerful came not just to buy paintings, but to flaunt their influence. I hadn't planned on attending, I wasn't in the mood to rub shoulders with people who thrived on appearances. But business demanded it. And then, across the grand hall, I saw her. Isabel. She stood there in a crimson silk dress that clung to her body like it had been painted on, her dark hair cascading in soft curls down her back. She was laughing at something some man had said, her lips curving in that infuriatingly perfect smile. My chest tightened. Hatred, I told myself. That's what this was. But when her eyes met mine across the room, I felt the same fire I once swore I'd buried. The confrontation. I didn't wait. I crossed the room, ignoring the chatter, ignoring the polite nods from acquaintances. When I reached her, she turned slowly, her eyes glittering with recognition. Daniel, she said softly, like my name was a secret she'd been holding on to. I clenched my jaw. Isabel. Didn't think I'd see you again. She smiled faintly. I could say the same. I wanted to spit out every bitter thought. Wanted to remind her of what she'd cost me. But instead, I found myself staring at the way her dress dipped dangerously low across her chest, the way her perfume wrapped around me like a spell. You ruined me once, I said coldly. I won't let you do it again. Her gaze didn't waver. If anything, she stepped closer, her lips curving into a smile that was both daring and dangerous. Then why, she whispered, her breath brushing my skin, are you still looking at me like you want me? The question sliced through me. And I hated that she was right. The invitation. The rest of the auction blurred. I tried to focus on the art, the people, the deals I was supposed to make, but my mind kept circling back to her. When the event ended, I stepped outside into the cool London night, trying to clear my head. That's when I heard her voice behind me. Leaving without saying goodbye? I turned. She stood there, wrapped in a black coat, her eyes shimmering beneath the streetlights. Goodbyes were never our thing, I muttered. Her lips twitched. Neither was restraint. Before I could reply, she slipped a card into my hand. An address. A hotel. Midnight, she whispered, brushing past me, her perfume lingering like a challenge. I should have torn the card in half. Should have reminded myself that she was poison. But when midnight came, I was standing at her door. The hotel room. The moment the door opened, all reason disappeared. She didn't say a word. Neither did I. Our mouths crashed together, a collision of anger and hunger, of hate and need. Her hands gripped my shirt, tearing at the buttons, while I shoved her against the wall, kissing her like I wanted to erase every ounce of sanity I had left. Daniel, she gasped, her nails digging into my shoulders. I lifted her, her legs wrapping around me as I carried her across the room. Clothes scattered, her dress sliding to the floor, my shirt ripping under her desperate fingers. Every touch was fire. Every kiss was war. And I hated how much I craved it. I pressed her onto the bed, kissing down her neck, tasting her skin, devouring every gasp and moan that escaped her lips. She arched beneath me, her body begging, demanding, surrendering. I should have stopped. Should have reminded myself of the betrayal, the lies, the reasons to hate her. But hatred had no place here. Only desire. Raw. Consuming. Unforgiving. The weakness. Hours passed in fire and shadows. We lost ourselves again and again, our bodies tangled, our lips locked, our voices breaking into the night. Every time I touched her, it was like reclaiming something I thought was lost. Every time she whispered my name, it was like surrendering to a truth I didn't want to face. By the time dawn crept through the curtains, she lay curled against me, her hair spread across my chest, her breathing soft and steady. I stared at the ceiling, torn between rage and need. "I should hate you," I murmured. She stirred, lifting her head to look at me. Her eyes were vulnerable in a way I'd never seen before. "Then hate me," she whispered. "Hate me all you want. Just don't stop wanting me." My chest tightened. God, she was dangerous. And yet, I couldn't let her go. The truth. Days turned into weeks. What started as a reckless night became a dangerous pattern. We met in secret. Hotel rooms, hidden apartments, places where no one could see. Every time I swore it would be the last. Every time I swore I'd walk away. And every time, I came back. Because with Isabel, hatred turned to fire. And fire turned to something deeper. One night, as we lay tangled in silk sheets, I finally asked the question I'd avoided for so long. "Why did you betray me?" Her eyes filled with something raw. "I never betrayed you, Daniel. I did what I had to do. And I've regretted it every day since." Her voice broke, and for the first time, I saw the truth, not the woman who ruined me, but the woman who once loved me enough to risk everything. And just like that, hatred crumbled. The second chance. Love doesn't always come in neat, clean packages. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's born from anger, from pain, from fire. I tried to hate her. God knows I did. But every time I touched her, every time she whispered my name, every time I looked into her eyes, I realized desire had made me weak. Or maybe it had made me human. Because in the end, it wasn't hatred that defined us. It was passion. It was love. And for the first time, I didn't fight it. I let her in. I let myself feel. And I knew I'd never be able to let her go again.